Shabbat Shalom. Before we begin our service this morning, I want to remind you that if you have brought into the sanctuary with you any kind of device that makes noise, like a beeper or a phone, I'm going to ask you to please turn it to silent mode at this time so as not to disturb the sanctity of the service. Also a reminder that we do not applaud, clap, or cheer, and that this is a holy book, these prayer books, and so are the maroon books found under the seat in front of you. And so when we have them with us, we want to always treat them with utmost respect. Please don't put them on the floor. Ask the person next to you to hold them if you have to put them aside. And finally, that we don't take photographs during the service. Now, I know that Drew will be happy to take a photograph with you after the service for a small fee, but during the service, we will just keep our phones away. And so now we come to our time of Shabbat, a time of joy, of rest, and of peace, and it is my pleasure to invite Leandrew Tolliver to the Bima on the occasion of his bar mitzvah, together with his parents.
Good morning, family and friends. Today is a special day as we gather to celebrate our son's bar mitzvah, a significant milestone in the Jewish faith. We are filled with pride as we watch him take his first step towards adulthood. From the day Leandrew Robin Tolliver was born, entered our lives, he was a quiet baby, not uttering a cry for almost 24 hours. That's true. We were initially very concerned, but those worries have long been replaced with a spirited, energetic young man who is unafraid to express his thoughts and is always bursting with life. Drewby, you have grown into a young man who embodies the values of kindness, compassion, and a strong sense of social justice. Your kindness is like a warm hug, and your compassion is a beacon of light in a dark world. And your sense of social justice is a powerful force for change. We couldn't be prouder of the person you have become. On this special day, we offer our blessings to Leandrew. May he grow in wisdom, strength, and his journey be filled with happiness, peace, and a sense of fulfillment. May he always be guided by our faith's teaching and his family's love. Mazel tov, Leandrew. We love you and are so proud of you.
Wait, not yet. Oh, yeah, I forget. Sorry. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tivanu lehi atef b'tzitzit.
Amen.
We begin this morning our service with the singing of Ma Tovu, which can be found in our prayer book on page 172.
Israel,
Our morning blessings can be found in our Sidurim and our prayer books, starting on page 189. It is my pleasure to invite forward to lead us in those blessings Rachel McFeeters and Margaret McIntosh, page 189 at the bottom of the page.
Let the soul of everything alive bless your name, Adonai, our God, and the spirit of all flesh glorify and exalt your name forever, O sovereign. Transcending space and time, you alone are God. You have no sovereign besides you, God of the first and the last, God of all creatures, master of all generations, who is praised in a multitude of praises, who guides the world with abundant loving kindness, and all creatures with mercy. Adonai neither slumbers nor sleeps. God awakens the sleeping, arouses those who slumber, gives speech to the mute. And God loosens the bonds of captives. God supports the fallen and strengthens those who are bent over. You alone do we acknowledge.
We acknowledge that you alone awaken the sleeping, arouse those who are not alert, give speech to the mute, and you loosen the bonds of captives, supporting the fallen and strengthening those who are bent over. You alone do we acknowledge. Even if our mouths were full of song as the sea, and our tongues full of joy in countless waves, and our lips full of praise as wide as the sky's expanse, were our eyes to give off light like sun and moon, if our hands were spread out like eagles, like heaven's eagles, and our feet swift like young deer, we could never thank you adequately, Adonai, our God and God of our ancestors, or bless your name for 1,000th of many thousands or tens of thousands, the countless times you've granted good things to our ancestors and to us.
We continue now on page 195 with Baruch Hu. Will the congregation please rise? La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai be seated. We continue in the Hebrew on page 195. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer or uvorei choshech, osei shalom uvorei et hakol, hameir la'aretz v'ladarim aleha barachamim, uvtuvo mechadesh b'chol yom tamid ma'aseh v'reishit, ma rabu ma'asecha Adonai, kulam b'chochma asita mal'ah ha'aretz kinyanecha, titbarach Adonai Eloheinu al shevach ma'aseh yadecha, ve'al me'orei or she'asita yefa'arucha sela, or chadash al tzion ta'ir, v'nizkeh chulanu mehera le'oro, baruch atah Adonai, yotzer ha'me'oro. We continue on page 199. O God, inspiration and guide for all, you have spoken in 1,000 tongues for us to hear. In every land and every age, your children have heard you and imagined you in separate ways. And yet, O God, you are one, unifier of humanity. Let's read together. We give thanks for the sages and teachers who bring us understanding of your will. Gratefully, we recall the lawgivers and prophets, the psalmists and sages of Israel, and joyfully we remember that from the dawn of Israel's life, we would turn to you and find purpose. May the teachings of our ancestors live on in our minds, and their passion for righteousness stir our hearts. Help us to live so that our daily conduct reveals the beauty and wisdom of your truth. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher ba'amo Yisrael ba'ahava. If you are comfortable and able to do so at this time, we invite you to please rise in either body or spirit.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated. We continue together on page 201 with V'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We continue on the bottom of page 203. Let's read together. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, and earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. We continue on page 204 with the singing of Mi Chamocha.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'eli Madonai. Mi chamocha nedar ba'kodesh. Mi chamocha ba'eli Madonai. Mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh. Nora tehilot osei peleh. Nora tehilot osei peleh. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Shir HaChadashah Shibhu Geolim L'Shimcha Sfatayam Yachad Kulam Hodu V'imlichut Ve'amru Adonai Yimloch Le'olam Va'ed.
We come now to our congregational tefillah, which can be found in our prayer book on page 205, and I invite you at this time, if you are able to do so, to please rise.
Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi agi tehilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi agi tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'koneh ha'akol, V'zocher chasdei avot ve'imahot, U'mevi ge'ula livnei v'nehem, L'man shemo be'ahava, Melech ozer u'moshia u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei metim atah rav lehoshia, Morid hatal. Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayei metim berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayim emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech meimit umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atal v'chayot metim, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hametim. Nekadesh et shimcha ba'olam, Keshem shemakdishim oto bishmei marom, Kakatuv al yad neviecha, V'kara ze el ze ve'amar, Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzevaot, Melo chol haaretz kivodo. Adir adirenu Adonai Adonenu ma'adir shimcha bechol haaretz. Baruch kivod Adonai mimkomo. Echadu Eloheinu Hu Avinu Hu Malkeinu Hu Moshienu Vehu Yashmienu Berachamav Le'enei Kol Chai. Ani Adonai Elohechem Yimloch Adonai Leolam Elohai Zion Ledor vador. Hallelujah. Ledor vador nagid God lecha. U'netzach netzachim kedushatcha nakdish. V'shivchacha Eloheinu mipinu lo yamush leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
Will the congregation please be seated? We pause now for a moment of silent meditation and reflection, followed by the singing of Oseh Shalom, which can be found in our Sidurim, in our prayer book, on page 219.
Oseh shalom bimromam, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
We come now to Seder Kriyat HaTorah, the service for the reading of the Torah. And it is my pleasure to invite to the Bima at this time Drew's parents, Rachel, Amy and Shell Tolliver. There's just this. I know better, but I got a fruit sandwich. There you go. We continue in our Sidurim, in our prayer book, on page 244.
En kamocha Elohim Adonai, ve'en kemasecha malchut עבדך מלכות כל העולמים, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור. אדוני מלך, אדוני מלך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום, בשלום, בשלום.
This is the Torah, which God gave to Moses. Moses passed it to Joshua, from Joshua to the prophets, from the prophets to the sages, from one generation of our people to the next. And Leandrew, as we place this Torah in your arms today, you form a new link in this chain of tradition. Wait. Come here, sweetheart. I have some things I need you to do. Come on up here. Yep, good. All right, we're going to continue on page 247. In this scroll is the secret of our people's life from Sinai until now. Its teaching is love and justice, goodness and hope. Freedom is its gift to all who treasure it.
Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Gadlu la'aronai iti unroma shemo ha'edav. Exalt Adonai with me. Let us extol God's name together.
Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Halam, Halam, Omeid, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Ha'olam, Ha'olam Omeid. HaTorah ve'al Avodah ve'al Gemilut Chasadim. HaTorah ve'al Avodah ve'al Gemilut Chasadim. Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Halam, Halam Omeid.
Please be seated. Our Torah portion that Drew is going to read from today is called Emor. And this Torah portion is the same Torah portion that every Jewish congregation in the world reads on this Shabbat. And it talks about, in this Torah portion, a command following on the heels of last week's Torah portion, a command that the Israelites be holy. It begins, this Torah portion, Emor, begins by discussing the various laws directed specifically at the Kohanim, or the priests, and the Kohen Gadol, the big kahuna, the high priest, whose divine service requires them to maintain a higher standard of purity. Included is the command for the Kohen to avoid becoming ritually impure through contact with a corpse, except in the case of a close relative, and also restrictions on who they can marry. A Kohen with any one of a series of physical blemishes is forbidden to perform the service in the temple until he is cured. And so you're going to follow along with what I'm going to read in the Torah and then what Drew is going to read. If you would like to follow along, there is some English, so don't be frightened. On page 727 of the large maroon books found underneath the seat in front of you, or if you're in the front row, underneath your seat, page 727, I will be reading starting from chapter 3. Nope, that's wrong. Chapter 23, I will be starting with verse 20. Ta'amod Miriam Hadassah bat Avraham v'Sara la'aliyah haTorah. Ta'amod Devorah bat Avraham v'Sara la'aliyah haTorah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher baruch banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. V'hainif hakohen otam alachem habikurim tnufa lifnei Adonai al shnei kavasim kodesh yehiyu ladonai lakohen ukravtem be'etzem hayom hazeh mikra kodesh yehiyeh lachem kol malechet avodah lo ta'asu chukat olam b'chol moshvotechem ledorotechem uvkutzrechem et ketzir artzachem lo telacha pe'ah sadacha betzircha v'leket ketzircha lo telaket le'oneh v'lager ve'azov otam ani Adonai Elohechem.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chaye alam nata birotenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. At this time in our worship service, our thoughts turn to those of our communities and families who are ill and in need of healing. This morning we think of Rabbi Bruce Goldwasser, Rabbi Fred Wenger, Leonard Schultzman, Frederick Bryan, Scott Stewart, Sonia Maria Reimar Miller, Carol Pretnar, Paul Alterman, John Eulenberg, Simon Gannett, Philip Lovachev, Rachel Basio, Peggy McGrath, Yitzchak Yisrael Ben Daniel Vasara, Jeff Lee Bold, Brian Winkleman, Barbara Ben Ezra, Polly Cooper, and all who suffer whom we know not by name. Misha Berach, Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, V'Yaakov, V'imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, V'Leah, Hu Yivarech, V'Rapeh et Kol Cholei Yisrael, Vayishlach Lahem Bimhei Ra, Refuah Shlema, Refuah Tanefesh, Refuah Taguf, V'Nomar, Amen. May God, who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. Bless and heal all who are stricken. May the Holy One of Praise mercifully restore them to health and to vigor. May God grant them health of body, health of spirit, and of mind. And let us say, Amen. Ya'amod, Asher, Ezekiel, Ben Devorah, Miriam, Habachor, Habar Mitzvah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam. Asher Bahar Bahnu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torto. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Daber Adonai El Moshe Lemor. Daber El Bnei Yisrael Lemor. Bahodesh Hashviim Behad Lahodesh. Yeh Lachem Shabbaton Zikron Teruah Mikra Kodesh. Kol Molechet Avodah Lo Ta'asu V'hikravtem Yishe La Adonai. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Emet V'Haye Olam Nata B'Tohenu. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Ya'amod David Gershon ben Avraham v'Sara Hagba. Ta'amod Rachel Shifrei bat Refuel Yitzchak Umira Gittel Golelet. Will the congregation please rise?
V'zot haTorah asher sa Moshe livnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai biyad Moshe.
Please be seated. Our prayers for America and the state of Israel can be found in our Sidurim, in our prayer book, on page 258 and 259. It is my pleasure to invite forward Robin Purvis and Joan Purvis to lead us in those prayers, starting on page 258 at the bottom of the page.
Prayer for Israel. Our God and God of our ancestors, we ask your blessing for the state of Israel and all Israel's inhabitants. Source of life, bless and strengthen those who defend the land and ensure their safety and speedy return home. Protect and guide them. Holy and blessed one, show Israel's leaders your path so that they may act with wisdom, courage, and dedication, and that they may be unwavering in their pursuit of peace. Strengthen their hearts, but keep them from hardening. Freer of the captives, return all those who are kidnapped safe and sound to their homes without the spilling of more innocent blood, without any more souls being tarnished by horrific acts. Master of compassion, help us to hold the humanity and the heartache of the Jewish people while also holding the humanity and the dignity of the Palestinian people. As we are made in your image, remind us of your ways. Spread over us your shelter of peace and fulfill the vision of your prophets. They shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not take up sword against nation. They shall never know war again.
O guardian of life and liberty, may our nations always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonder of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit. Amen.
We continue on page 257 as we rise to return the Torah to the ark.
Lelu Yehai et Shem Adonai ki niskev Shemo Lavado. Let us praise the name Adonai, for God's name is exalted.
We continue with Eitz Chaim Hi on page 256.
Eitz Chaim Hi lamachazikim ba v'tomecha me'ushar terachecha tarchenoam v'chol netivoteha shalom hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva Chadesh Chadesh Yameinu Chadesh Yameinu Kekedem.
Please be seated.
The name of my Torah portion is Zemor. It is in the book of Leviticus. This portion talks about many rules, including the rules about Shabbat, Passover, Shavuot, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and Sukkot. I can relate to this Torah portion because rules are important. Rules are important because they tell us how to function in society. My classroom at school has rules so it doesn't get out of control. When I was in a play, I had to practice my lines. There are rules about being prepared for play practice. At home, I must follow the house rules. For example, I need to feed the dog and take the dog outside every day. We would have chaos if there weren't rules. Rules help keep us focused on doing the right thing. My Mitzvah project involves helping others, humans and felines. I have donated food to pantries to help those who are in need of food. My family and I also foster kittens from Tails Humane Society. We care for litters of kittens until they're old enough to be adopted. Thank you to my family and friends for being here. Thank you to Mama Amy and Mama Michelle for insisting I push myself to become a bar mitzvah. Thank you to Miss Wood for her knowledge and encouragement. Thank you to Cindy for the wonderful music. Lastly, thank you to Rabbi Weiner and Rabbi Kaznowski for their support and guidance.
Drew, wow is all I'm going to say. Today was a wow day. Now, I have known your parents, Amy and Shell, for a very long time. I did the math, and I think it's 18 years. 18 in Judaism, the number 18 is the number for chai, for life. And we've known each other even before you were born. But then your parents gave you and your brother Albert life, and they brought you here to bring us your life and your joy and your energy. And how wonderful it is, because you showed us today all that is possible when you put hard work and dedication into something. You came and you brought your gift to us. You taught us about the importance of rules, and you taught us joy and life. So thank you, Drew, for being here with your family and for giving us this wonderful gift, which is you. Because you have always been a gift, even before your parents gave you life, when we were all trying to give our own, to all have lives. And we did, and we're all here today together, and it's pretty cool, actually, just so you know. Because I have a picture of all of us on a couch holding little babies, and you were one of them. But you are now here at this congregation as the life and the hope of your family, as they gave you Torah and the continuity that life goes on. Because Torah is teaching, and it's the teaching of everything that is good. It is the foundation of all the major religions. So thank you, Drew, for giving us life and giving us the gift of you to this morning and this Shabbat. And in that spirit, I'm going to ask everyone to please rise as I take Leandrew to the ark for a special blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu b'zman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu b'zman hazeh. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'ir Adonai panav elecha
Elecha, Vaikuneka, Isa Adonai, Panav Elecha, Vayasem Lecha Shalom, Vayasem Lecha Shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God be kind and gracious unto you. May God's countenance be lifted up unto you and grant you the most precious gift of peace. As we say together, Amen. Amen. Please be seated.
Drew, congratulations today on the occasion of your bar mitzvah. It was wonderful listening to you lead us in worship and read from your Torah with such confidence and enthusiasm. I know this took a long road to get here, and I'm really proud of the steps that you took to get here. I have your certificates of bar mitzvah to present to you today to show that you've completed the requirements necessary to make this day possible. Also, these 2 gift certificates that can be used in the future towards a trip to the land of Israel. And on behalf of the Brotherhood and Sisterhood of the congregation, your high holiday prayer books to use when you attend high holiday services. Mazel tov to you, Amy, Shell, and Albert, and the rest of your family and friends are here to share with you today. Mazel tov, Shabbat Shalom.
As we prepare to begin our concluding prayers, it is my pleasure to invite to the bima to open our ark Gordon Purvis and Albert Tolliver. We continue on the bottom of page 282. Will the congregation please rise?
Aleinu l'shapeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Please be seated.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
At this time in our worship service, our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth and whose yortzeit we commemorate this Shabbat. We also recall those whom death has taken from us in this Shloshim period. In the last 30 days, we recall Debbie Berger, Ellis Goodman, Neil Keller, Dr. Richard M. Simon, Paul Lederhausen, Joellen Romano, and all others who we keep in our hearts at this time. We continue with Mourner's Kaddish, which can be found in our Sidurim in our prayer book on page 294. Will the congregation please rise? Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, bi'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, v'agalal uv'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam olmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudesha barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya, V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Ve'imru, amen. Ve'imru, amen. Ve'imru, amen. Ve'imru, amen.
Please be seated.
338. Adonaios.
Our closing song this morning is Adonai Oz, and it can be found on page 338.
Adonai oz le'amo yitin. Adonai oz le'amo yitin. Adonai oz le'amo yitin. Adonai yivarech et amo. Adonai yivarech et amo. Shalom, Adonai, yivarech et amo, Shalom, Shalom, Adonai, oz le'amo yitin, Adonai, oz le'amo yitin, Adonai, oz le'amo yitin. Adonai yivarech et amo. Adonai yivarech et amo.
It is my pleasure to invite Drew back to the Bema with his family and all of our 7th graders who are actually now rising 8th graders to come up to the Bema as we do Kiddush and Motzi, the blessings before wine and challah blessings before we eat together in our social hall. Please join me. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen, l'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'tei avon. Mazel tov, everyone. May all of us be blessed with Shabbat joy, with Shabbat rest, and Shabbat peace. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Here we go.